Jones of Fayetteville City Schools to lead us in prayer, followed by our national anthem, which will be sung by Simply Fabulous. So if you would, welcome Eric Jones.
Let us pray. God, help us today to honor you in all we do at this fairground. We offer thanks for the opportunity to share joy with friends and neighbors during this week each year. We ask your blessings on our community so that we may prosper. Father, please grant strength and courage to those who compete in these events to come, and keep both man and horse safe from harm. I pray this in the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose cross stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Eric Jones, for leading us in our opening prayer. Also, Simply Fabulous, consisting of Mickey Bigham, Sharon Williams, Mike Hines, Mary Jane Porter, Lucy Cooley, Josh Ogle, Andrea Delap, and Sarah Jo Pierce. Thank you for that rendition of our great nation's national anthem. Our sponsors for the afternoon event are First National Bank, H&R Agri Power, Parsons Oil, Rogers Group, and Tri-Green Equipment. They're the sponsors of the afternoon's racing card, as well as our sponsor on our water wagon is American Development Corporation, Mr. Mike Weatherington, and also Tractor Supply. On our tractors are donated the use of this week is Blue Valley Sales and Service. Thank you, PD and Phil Shelton. Race number one of the Friday card has been called to the post. Consists of 2- and 3-year-old trot. Racing out of post position number one is Fantastic Valor. Owned and trained by Kermit Travis of Dresden, Tennessee. Driven today by Kermit Travis. Post position number 2 is Jolene Carroll. Jolene Carroll is owned, trained, and driven by Henry Brown of Ackerman, Mississippi. Post position number 3 is Doc Keller. Doc Keller is owned and trained by Timothy Williams of Crystal Springs, Mississippi. Antonio Love will drive. Post position number 4 is Little Vicky. Little Vicky is owned and trained by Jesse Jenkins out of Carthage, Mississippi. Driven today by Cedric Love. 4-horse field, these are 2- and 3-year-old trotters. This will be the First Commerce Bank feature. And here they come. Starter says go. We're off and pacing straight to the lead. Flashing early speed is Fantastic Valor. Fantastic Valor followed there by Little Vicky. Jolene Carroll there in third. Way back is Doc Keller. Off stride goes Fantastic Valor. Off stride also is Little Vicky. Going between horses, taking advantage of that break is Jolene Carroll. Jolene Carroll, your new leader. Back on stride and gaining ground is going to be Little Vicky, and on the outside, Fantastic Valor. Jolene Carroll, your leader, under pressure from Little Vicky. Little Vicky just breathing down the neck of Fantastic Valor. back on stride and back in position to pass is going to be Fantastic Valor. Some 20 back comes the trailer at this time, Doc Keller. They went 35 to the quarter. 35 to the quarter. That belongs to Little Vicky in front. Now, excuse me, that's going to be Jolene Carroll in front. Jolene Carroll, Henry Brown the driver. Jolene Carroll in front. Watch the track. We've got one horse down. Again, it's going to be at the front. It's going to be Jolene Carroll. Jolene Carroll. Next comes Fantastic Valor, some 4 lengths back. Back to the front is still going to be Jolene Carroll. Jolene Carroll under pressure by Fantastic Valor. Way back and out of the race today is going to be Doc Keller.
Stop the race. Stop the race.
Hold up, horseman. Henry Brown, if you can hear me, stop the race. Stop the race, Henry Brown. We've got a horse down. Stop the race, Henry Brown. Henry Brown, Jolene Carroll, and Kermit Travis. Hold the horses up. We've got a horse down. Folks, we've got horses coming around the track. If you would, be mindful of them. Have your head on a swivel. They're holding up, but hold up on the horses. Jolene Carroll, Henry Brown, hold him up, please, sir. Everybody watch the track. Watch the track. I want to remind everybody, especially drivers in this race, the judge has ruled this race a no contest. Race number 1 is a no contest. Race number 2 has been called to the track. It's a maiden pace. These are non-winners. Racing out of post position number 1 is Shane's Legacy. Shane's Legacy is owned by Amanda Eldridge of Carthage, Mississippi, trained by Willie Eldridge. Demarius Lovett, otherwise known as D-Money, will drive Shane's Legacy. Racing out of post position number 2 is the Mighty Mississippi, owned by Julius Lee Beck of Macon, Mississippi. Dennis Kincaid does the training and the driving today. Number 3 is Duffy's Boy. Duffy's Boy is owned, trained, and driven by Victor Allen out of Longview, Texas. Post position number 4 is Rhoda's Big Girl, co-owned by Anita Douglas and Howard Armstrong out of Vardaman, Mississippi. Trained by Cedric Love, driven today by Curtis Bradford. Race number 2 will be sponsored by Eric Reed Farms. Special thanks goes out to Eric and Aaron Reed. They're owner-operated. Aaron is also owner of Elora Cotton Gin. The Reed family farms 1,400 acres in Elora, Tennessee. They're growers of cotton, corn, soybeans, and wheat. Reed Farms has been in business for over 20 years and takes pride in being the best stewards of the land. Also, Eric Reed Farms, we appreciate you for being good stewards of the Lincoln County Fair in your board to started line. Watch the head of the stretch. And here they come. We're off and pacing, launching between horses. There's the 3-horse Duffy's Boy. On the rail, scraping paint is Shane's Legacy. Back number 3 is going to be Rhoda's Big Girl. At this time, Shane's Legacy is in 3rd place. The number 3, Duffy's Boy, in the lead. Duffy's Boy, some 2 lengths back comes Rhoda's Big Girl, followed by Shane's Legacy. And at this time, Mighty Mississippi trails the field. 10 lengths will cover them all as they go back to the front. Duffy's Boy, your leader. Duffy's Boy, your leader. No change as they go in. Duffy's Boy is still the leader. He's paced the quarter in 31 flat. 31 flat goes to Duffy's Boy. Now improving position. Looks like that's going to be Rhoda's Big Girl is going to challenge. Mike challenge coming down for the first lap. Still going to be Duffy's Boy, your leader. Duffy's Boy, your leader. Parked in the pocket is Rhoda's Big Girl. Back some 3 lengths is going to be Shane's Legacy as well as Mighty Mississippi. Duffy's Boy is still your leader at the half. Duffy's Boy, Rhoda's Big Girl, Mighty Mississippi, and Shane's Legacy. 103 to the half. 103 to the half, posted by Duffy's Boy. Duffy's Boy breathing down the neck now. That's Rhoda's Big Girl applying pressure. Duffy's Boy pops out of the pocket, tries to apply pressure. Duffy's Boy, your leader, popping out of the pocket is Rhoda's Big Girl. Rhoda's Big Girl tried and then back into the pocket. Some 3 lengths back come Mississippi, Mighty Mississippi, and Chain Legacy trails the field at this time. Still Duffy's Boy. Duffy's Boy, 133 to the quarter, 133 Duffy's Boy. Let's go see if Rhoda's Big Girl's got enough gas in the tank to pass him as they come down for the bail lap. Duffy's Boy, out in the middle of the racetrack, that's going to be Rhoda's Big Girl. Duffy's Boy. Looked like Rhoda's Big Girl ducks to the inside. Now it's going to follow in Duffy's Boy, your leader, followed by Rhoda's Big Girl and Mighty Mississippi. Duffy's Boy, much the best maiden today. Duffy's Boy, a maiden no more, will have to post a win. Fifth. The winner of race number 2 is Rhoda's Big Girl. Rhoda's Big Girl, your winner, finished second but was placed first. Duffy's Boy, the number 3 horse, had finished first but was placed second due to interference in carrying the number 4 horse out when they come down the stretch. Eric Reed Farms, thank you for your blanket sponsorship of race number 2. Once again, Rhoda's Girl was finished second but was placed first due to interference due to carrying the other horse out. I understand you can do that in NASCAR, but you can't do it in harness racing. Order of finish behind the winner is going to be first place is Rhoda's Big Girl by virtue of the interference. Second place went to Duffy's Boy due to the interference. Third place went to number 2, Mighty Mississippi. And fourth place went to number 1, Shane's Legacy. The race went in 205 and 2/5. Program should read top down. 4, 3, 1, place 2. Then 2, place 1. From the top, 4, 3, 1, place 2. And 2, placed 1. Time of 205 and 2/5. Your winner by declaration of the judge is Rhoda's Big Girl. Race number 3, our first bank feature race, has been called to the track. Have entered the post parade behind the mobile starting gate, sponsored by Gerald's Foodland, home operated and home owned. Post position number 1 is Mississippi Girl, owned by Gregory Riley out of Terry, Mississippi, trained by Hollis Kendrick. Antonio Love, the driver. Post position number 2 is Bracey's Cam, owned by Robert Bracey of Jackson, trained and driven by Jamie Daniels. Post position number 3 is Springhouse Book, owned by John Gunter of Bridgeport, Alabama, trained by Billy Miles, driven today by Demarius Lovett. Post position number 4, rounding out the field of 4 maidens, is Miss Red Jean, owned by Julius Lee Beck of Macon, Mississippi, trained and driven by Dennis Kincaid. 4-horse field, maiden pace. Race is sponsored by First Bank. Thank you, Justin Horville, who is the market president of First Bank, for your blanket sponsorship. Race number 3. About to enter the main part of the stretch. Folks, your attention to the starting line. And here they come. Starter says go, we're off and pacing. Showing early speed is Springhouse Book. Springhouse Book, your leader. Next is Mississippi Girl, followed by Bracey's Cam. Miss Red Jean trails at this time. Springhouse Book, your leader by 5 as they go out the backstretch for the first time. Settling there in second rating is Mississippi Girl, under pressure now by Bracey's Cam. Some 3 lengths back and forth is Miss Red Jean. Springhouse Book loose on the front by about 8 to 10 lengths before you get back to Mississippi Girl, followed by Bracey's Cam and Miss Red Jean, your trailer. 31 to the quarter, 31 to the first quarter by Springhouse Book. Improving position now is Mississippi Girl and being challenged on the outside and successfully passed by Bracey's Cam. Bracey's Cam, the new pocket spot On front still, Springhouse Book as they come down for the first half. Springhouse Book, your leader. Bracey's Cam now in second. Followed next is going to be Mississippi Girl. Miss Red Jean still trails. 1:02 to the half. 1:02 to the half, posted by Springhouse Book. Springhouse Book, some 8 lengths back, comes Bracey's Cam, followed by Mississippi Girl, and Miss Red Jean still trails. Still to the front, off stride now goes Springhouse Book. Springhouse Book must lose ground. Taking advantage is going to be Bracey's Cam. Bracey's Cam, your new leader, new to the break. Miss Red Jeans improves position, now is in second. Back on stride is Springhouse Book. Your leader now is still going to be Bracey's Cam. Bracey's Cam took advantage of the break, moved in position, paced it at 1:34 to the 3/4. Bracey's Cam, your leader. Next, that's going to be Springhouse Book. Springhouse Book's going to get out on the racetrack and see if he can go by him again. Bracey's Cam near the rail. Springhouse Book on the outside. They're 3 across the track. Here comes Miss Red Jean on the outside. Bracey's Cam on the inside. Your new leader is going to be Springhouse Book. Springhouse Book, your leader. Springhouse Book. Race number 3, our first bank feature race of the afternoon, has been made official. Welcome to the winner's circle in a time of 2:07 3/5. Your winner, the number 3 horse, Springhouse Book. Springhouse Book, owned by John Gunter of Bridgeport, Alabama, trained by Billy Miles, driven to victory today by Demarius Lovett, better known as D-Money. They'll proudly accept that trophy blanket, sponsored by First Bank. Thank you, Mr. John Horville, Market President of First Bank, for being in our winner's circle and sharing in our blanket presentation. Order of finish behind Springhouse Book. Second place went to number 2, Bracey's Cam. Third place went to number 4, Miss Red Jean. Fourth place went to number 1, Mississippi Girl. Your program should read top down, 4-2-1-3. Again, 4-2-1 your winner with 3 on the bottom in a time of 2:07 3/5. Springhouse Book. Call to the post for the Jonathan Brown Attorney at Law feature race, race number 4. 5-horse field. These are its open pace. Wide open pace. Out of number 1 slot is one old slot machine, owned trained by Rashawn Trigg of Brandon, Mississippi, driven today by Antonio Love. Number 2, Nice Big Juror, owned and trained by Rashawn Trigg of Brandon, driven today by Jamie Daniels. Post position number 3 is BJ's Cowboy, owned by Richard Harris of Carthage, Mississippi, trained and driven by Debrico Griffin. Post position number 4 is High Tech Hellion, owned, trained, and driven by James E. Latiker out of Carthage, Mississippi. Post position number 5 is Doji Russell, co-owned by Anita Douglas and Howard Armstrong out of Vardaman, Mississippi, trained by Cedric Love, driven today by Curtis Bradford. A 5-horse field vying for the Jonathan Brown, the Attorney at Law trophy blanket. Who's out of the curve onto the main track. Watch the head of the track. And here they come. They're off and pacing from between horses. BJ's Cowboy. Nice big jurors on the rail, not going to let him pass. Going to park him outside and make him go a long way. High Tech Hellion follows there in third. Next comes Old Slot Machine. Doji Russell trails the field this time. Up the backstretch for the first time. Nice big juror. BJ's Cowboy on the move now. BJ's Cowboy neck and neck with Nice Big Jurors. They go into the Farnhouse curve. BJ's Cowboy sticks a nose in front, has successfully made the pass. Nice Big Juror settles in the pocket for second. They went to the quarter in 30. BJ's Cowboy 30 to the flat. BJ's Cowboy next, Nice Big Juror, followed by High Tech Hellion and Doji Russell. Down the stretch they come the first time. BJ's Cowboy. Racing from the back and applying pressure. With cover is coming is going to be Hot Tech Hellion. Hot Tech Hellion is going to take, no, excuse me, that's Doji Russell going to challenge BJ's Cowboy. BJ's Cowboy on the inside. Doji Russell, 102 to the half. 102 to the half, posted by BJ's Cowboy. BJ's Cowboy under pressure from one over is going to be Doji Russell there in a second. Not willing to give up that pocket spot is Nice Big Journey and races back. Racing from the back, that looks like that's going to be Old Slot Machine. At this time, High Tech Hailing Trailer. Back to the front. Back to the front, still going to be BJ's Cowboy. BJ's Cowboy, some 4 lengths back comes the number 2 horse, Nice Big Juror. 130 to the 3/4. 130 posted by BJ's Cowboy as they come down the stretch for the payoff half. BJ's Cowboy under pressure by Nice Big Juror and Old Slot Machine. BJ's Cowboy out in front, loose on the lead. Trying to allow pressure now is Nice Big Jury and Old Slot Machine. They're out in the middle of the racetrack trying to get there. BJ's Cowboy is going to look back one more time. They're going to rein him up. It's going to be BJ's Cowboy, much the best. Is proudly owned by Richard Harris out of Carthage, Mississippi, trained and driven by DeBrico Griffin. Richard Harris Racing will proudly accept that trophy blanket. Being presented by Mr. Chris King of our blanket committee. Thank you, Jonathan Brown, for your sponsorship of race number 4. Once again, thank you, Jonathan Brown, and your family for sponsoring race number 4 of the afternoon's card. It goes to BJ's Cowboy in a time of 2:02 flat. Order finished behind BJ's Cowboy. Second place went to number 2, Nice Big Juror. Third place went to number 1, Old Slot Machine. Fourth place went to number 5, Doji Russell. And fifth place went to number 4, High Tech Hellion. Your program should read top down, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4. Again from the top, 3, 2, 1, your winner, 5, 4. Race number 5, our Gregory Austin Harris Memorial Race, been called to the track and have entered the post parade. Racing out of post position number 1 is You Got It Figured Out, owned by Dottie Griffin of Canton, Mississippi, trained and driven by DeBrico Griffin. Post position number 2 is Caribbean Shooter, owned and trained by Eddie Holmes of Louisville, Mississippi, driven by Stephen Holmes. Post position number 3 is Go Ben. Go Ben is owned by Sidney Smith of Carthage, Mississippi, trained and driven by James Latiker. Racing out of post position number 4 is Towner's Gallery, owned and trained and driven by Percy Lewis III out of Salis, Mississippi. Post position number 5 is Gunner's Revenge, owned and trained by Stephen Fortune out of Walnut Grove, Mississippi, driven today by Victor Allen. Post position number 6, rounding out the 6 in this open pace, Capital Account. Capital Account is owned by Deviman K. Wilson out of Terry, Mississippi, trained and driven by D. Kashawn Wilson. 6-horse field in the open pace in loving memory of Mr. Gregory Austin Harris. Into the main track. And here they come. We're off and pacing. Showing Early's foot is going to be You Got It Figured Out. Next is Go Ben, followed there by Capital Account. Looks like Towner's Gallery is going to end up in 4th. Trailing the field at this time is going to be Gunner's Revenge. Up front is still You Got It Figured Out. Some length and a half back goes Go Ben. Pressure being applied by Capital Account, followed there by Towner's Gallery and Gunner's Revenge at this time. Still your leader. Your leaders, You Got It Figured Out. You Got It Figured Out is under pressure now by Go Ben. They went the quarter mile in 30 flat. You got it figured out, paste it in 30 flat. You got it figured out, Go Ben still in second, sitting there in the pocket waiting for a chance to look for a pass. You got it figured out as they come down the head for the first lap. You got it figured out, Go Ben, no change. Towner's Gallery in back, a third. They come by the half for the first time. It's going to be, you got it figured out, Go Ben, Capital Account, Towner's Gallery, and Gunner's Revenge. 101 to the half, 101 to the half, posted by You Got It Figured Out. You got it figured out. Go Ben is in second and tying, getting pressure from the outside, 1 over from Capital Account. Still running there in fourth is going to be Towner's Gallery and Gunner's Revenge Trail still. Back to the top. You got it figured out. You got it figured out, extending the lead, towering the Pacers are behind. Capital Account is your second place horse at this time, 130 to the 3/4. You got it figured out, has got this race figured out, all alone in front. Capital Account way back, some 8 lengths back, nearest challenger, and then there comes Towner's Gallery, all alone in front. You got it figured out. You got it figured out, driven by Debrico Griffin. He's going to look back one time, check and see if there's any pressure coming, and lead him on to the wire. You got it figured out, had it figured out today. Number 5, our Gregory Austin Harris Memorial has been made official. Welcome to the winner's circle in a time of 2:01 3/5. You got it figured out, and I believe that's DeBrico's second win of the day, of the afternoon's card. So congratulations on a fine drive by DeBrico Griffin. Welcome the friends and family of Austin Harris, Gregory Austin Harris, his family. They're in those bright green shirts. I'm sure the family knows that Gregory Austin Harris is in a much better place today, but he left one heck of a hole down here for us. So we're thankful that you have the memory of him and have chosen to memorialize him on a great event like our harness race. Going to be a great looking winner's circle picture. Thank you, friends and family of Gregory Austin Harris, for sponsoring race number 5 of the Friday afternoon card. You got it figured out, paced the mile in 2:01 3/5. Order of finish behind, you got it figured out. Second place went to number 6, Capital Account. Third place went to number 4, Towner's Gallery. Fourth place went to number 3, Go Ben. Fifth place went to number 5, Gunner's Revenge. Your program should read top down, 1, scratch 4, 3, 5, 2. Again from the top, 1, scratch 4, 3, 5, 2. In a time of 2:01 3/5, you got it figured out. Race number 6, our Redstone Federal Credit Union feature race. Horses are in the post parade behind our mobile starting gate, sponsored by Gerald's Foodland. Racing out of post position number 1 is 2 Green Peppers, owned and trained by Stephen Holmes of Louisville, Mississippi. Stephen Holmes, the driver today. Post position 2 is Beach Diva, owned by Adrian Fortune of Walnut Grove. Adrian Fortune does the training. Curtis Bradford will take over the reins and drive. Post position number 3 is Fox Valley Lovejoy, owned, trained, and driven by Jimmy West out of Jackson, Mississippi. Post position number 4 is Big Harry Deal. Big Harry Deal is co-owned by Trenton Harris Jr. of Moss Point, Mississippi, and Walter Michael Miller of Philadelphia, Mississippi. Walter Miller does the training. Walter Miller will drive as well today. Post position number 5 is PT's Cruiser, owned by Double M Racing out of Charleston, Illinois. Chris Gentry, the trainer. Antonio Love, the driver. Post position number 6 is Chick See Me. Chick See Me is owned, trained, and driven by Percy Lewis out of Salis, Mississippi. 6-horse field, 6-horse open pace. The only horse that raced Thursday was Chick See Me and posted a 3rd place finish. We moves out from the curve into the main stretch. Mike Titus has them headed this way. And here they come. Launching from the faux hole comes Big Harry Deal. Big Harry Deal is going to try to make the pass. Beats Diva on the rails, going to hold him outside for a little longer, make him go a little longer. Beats Diva successfully parked him outside. Big Harry Deal looking for a hole to try to slide in now. Going to be covered up by Fox Valley Lovejoy, 2 Green Peppers, Chick See Me, and Cruiser. Top of the stretch, they still battle. Big Harry Deal still battling, beats Diva for the lead. Big Harry Deal sticks a nose in front, but he's still parked one over. Beats Diva, reluctant to give up that rail. 29 to the quarter. Big Harry Deal made him work hard. Got to the quarter in 29. Big Harry Deal beats Diva there in second, followed by Fox Valley Lovejoy, Cruiser, Chick See Me, and 2 Green Peppers trail the field. Down the stretch, it's going to be Big Harry Deal is going to lead him down here for the first half. Big Harry Deal is going to back him back down, breathe a little bit. Big Harry Deal beats Diva, followed by Fox Valley Lovejoy, Chick See Me, and Cruiser. They pace the half in a blistering 1 minute flat. 1 minute flat. The leader, Big Harry Deal. 2 lengths back comes Beats Diva, followed by Fox Valley Lovejoy. Fox Valley Lovejoy comes next. Then there's Cruiser, Chick See Me, and at this time 2 Green Peppers trails the field. Back to the front, it's still Big Harry Deal. Big Harry Deal, 130 to the 3/4. Big Harry Deal, still under pressure by Fox Valley Lovejoy. Charging up on that outside, looks like that's going to be Cruiser. They come down the lane, it's Big Harry Deal in front. Big Harry Deal out in the middle of the racetrack. They'll see if the balance of the pacers, they're span out across the track, going to put pressure on Big Harry Deal as he comes down. Big Harry Deal, Fox Valley Lovejoy. Big Harry Deal may have to hold him off, looks back one time. Big Harry Deal, much the best. We're waiting on our winner to come back to the winner's circle as we wait on people to come from the barn to get in the winner's circle picture. We welcome the folks from Redstone Federal Credit Union that have sponsored this blanket and will join us in the winner's circle for their picture. Taking our time and letting our people, horsemen that have had a hand in the winner of this race to get to the winner's circle, have their picture taken with the representatives from the Redstone Federal Credit Union. That would be Miss Erica Smith, who is the branch manager, Cricket Wright, who is a cheller, and Mandy Cunningham will represent. And she's the mother of some royalty. She's the mother of Eliana Cunningham, 2019 Miss Teen Fairest of the Fair. So congratulations goes to Miss Eliana Cunningham, 2019 Miss Teen Fairest of the Fair. Y'all give her a big hand. Race number 6 was won by Big Harry Deal. Big Harry Deal paced the mile in 2:03 flat, owned and trained by Walter Miller out of Philadelphia, Mississippi, co-owned with Trinlin D. Harris of Moss Point, Mississippi. Good drive to the winner's circle, Walter Miller. Congratulations. And thank you, Redstone Federal Credit Union. And congratulations to Miss Eliana Cunningham, 2019 Miss Teen, Fairest of the Fair. Second place went to number 5, Cruiser. Third place went to number 3, Fox Valley Lovejoy. Fourth place went to number 2, Beach Diva. Fifth place went to number 6, Chick See Me. Sixth place went to number 1, Two Green Peppers. Program should read top down, 643-125. Again from the top, 643-125. In a time of 203 flat, Big Harry Deal. Exchange Media Group, feature race of the afternoon. Horses on the track joining the post parade. Racing out of post position number 1 is Jan Down. Jan Down is owned by Kendall McGee of Terry, Mississippi, trained and driven today by Keyshawn Wilson. Post position number 2 is Jake's Bales, owned by Eric Thompson of Longview, Texas, trained and driven by Victor Allen. Post position number 3 is Mr. LJ, owned by Kirby Sherman out of Starkville, Mississippi, trained by Derek Anderson, driven today by Henry Brown. Post position number 4 is Watch Me Nene. Watch Me Nene is owned by Richard Devalier. Eddie Holmes, excuse me. Watch Me Nene, Eddie Holmes. Post position number 5 is Clay Hill Wicked, owned by Jesse Jenkins and trained by Jesse Jenkins of Carthage, Mississippi, driven today by Cedric Love. Post position number 6 is Elocutionist, owned by Jacqueline Banks of Jackson, Mississippi, trained by Freddie Patton Sr., driven today by Curtis Bradford. Coming out of the curve into the main stretch, watch the head of the stretch. And here they come. We're off and pacing. Henry Brown takes Mr. LJ straight to the top. Under pressure on the inside by Jan Down and Jake's Bales. Henry Brown able to make the pass. Your leader is now Mr. LJ. Mr. LJ followed by Jan Down. Jake's Bales next in fourth. It looks like that's going to be Elocutionist is your fourth place horse at this time. Balance of the pace, trail the field. Back to the front, Mr. LJ. Mr. LJ in front. Jan Down in the pocket. They went to the quarter in 29 seconds. A very fast, very quick 29 seconds of the first quarter. Mr. LJ. Henry Brown has Mr. LJ in position, trying to stave off the back of the field by Jake's Bales and Jan Down. Come down the line for the first time. Mr. LJ is going to lead him down there. Out in the middle of the racetrack, that's either Watch Me Nene or Clay Hale Wicked. I'll see. Pop in the pocket and try to make the pass. That's going to be Elocutionist, your new leader. Elocutionist, your new leader, but park one out, trying to make successful pass. Mr. LJ on the inside. Elocutionist made the pass. Mr. LJ Tyree now being passed on the outside goes Watch Me Nene. Watch Me Nene is your second place horse, taking dead aim on Elocutionist. Elocutionist, Watch Me Nene. Elocutionist, Watch Me Nene battling there in front. Here comes the balance of the pacers behind. Still going to be Elocutionist, 130 to the three-quarter. Elocutionist, Watch Me Nene on the outside pressure. Elocutionist on the rail. Next to us is going to be Watch Me Nene. Elocutionist on the inside. They're breast across, so they go across the track. Here comes Elocutionist on the inside. Next to us is Watch Me Nene. Elocutionist has been passed. Looks like Watch Me Nene in control. Watch Me Nene. They're going to Watch Me Nene. Excuse me, that's going to be Jake's Bales. Jake's Bales. Once again, I got fooled by the two in the green and the blue. And our final race of the afternoon card has been made official. Welcome to the winner's circle in time of 202 flat, Jake's Bells, driven to victory by Victor Allen, proudly owned by Eric Thompson of Longview, Texas. Victor Allen, I apologize. That blue looked like a green to me, so I apologize for my failed call, but you ended up where you want to be anyway, in the winner's circle. He'll proudly accept that trophy blanket by Exchange Media Group. We've got the grandchildren of founder Bill Thomas. We've got Louise Thomas, William Thomas, and Jack McNabb, along with Perrine Thomas and Katie Thomas McNabb. These are the grandchildren of the founder, Mr. Bill Thomas. And our own Katie McNabb is in the winner's circle with Jack. Also, Miss Janice Thomas. Every time I see her, she looks just like a lady in Philadelphia, Mississippi, so I almost call her by that name. Thank you, Exchange Media Group, and the grandchildren of the founder, Mr. Bill Thomas. Your winner, once again, Jake's Bells. Jake's Bells went the mile in 202 flat. Pause just a minute. I'm waiting on You Got It Figured Out and DeBrico Griffin, and I'll get the order of finish. Carter's Drug Store, and they've got one at Stonebridge, one at Fayetteville and Stonebridge. Carter's is the place where everyone goes. They're open 365 days a year. Carter's is a longtime sponsor and friend of the Lincoln County Fair and harness racing. DeBrico Griffin, please come to the winner's circle. Somebody go. Okay, here comes DeBrico Griffin. I guarantee you he won't turn down a chance to come to this winner's circle. He's been here several times in this week. So we'll recognize DeBrico Griffin, and the horse name is You Got It Figured Out. They posted a time of 2:01 3/5. They'll be presented the trophy blanket by Chris King. Fastest time of the day. Good work, DeBrico Griffin. Thank you, Carter's Drug Store and Carter's at Stonebridge. For your blanket sponsorship for the fastest time of the day, it goes to You Got It Figured Out. Order of finish behind Jake's Bells. Second place went to number 6, Elocutionist. Third place went to number 1, Jan Down. Fourth place went to number 3, Mr. LJ. Fifth place went to number 4, Watch Me Nene. There is no sixth place. Sixth place is the number 5 horse, did not finish. Program should read top down, 3145 DNF 2. Again from the top, 3145 DNF 2. Time of 2:02 flat, Jake's Bells. That concludes our racing program for the Friday afternoon. I think we've got 9 exciting harness races for tomorrow's afternoon card. Look forward to seeing each and every one of you back tomorrow afternoon at the Lincoln County Fair. There is a giveaway. The John Deere giveaway is tonight at 9 p.m. I wish everyone luck. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow.